Hello, and welcome everyone to another episode of Naughty Lines, the show where you know what? We might as well forget about taglines. I'm never gonna come up with one. So, welcome to the show. And today, with me, very special guest, very good friend, Mr.JaySin.
Hello. I don't have a tagline or an introduction, so here I am.
Here he is, Mr.JaySin. First of all, I want to say thank you for being here on the show tonight with us.
Oh my god, it's great. It's really great. I've never actually done one of these before. I kind of have, but I don't really think short live streams count.
Mm-hmm.
Cause this is like a podcast sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, still happy to have you. Awesome that you're here. Glad that this is like your first podcast. It's great to have you. So, first of all, how did you come to know about the show? Did someone tell you about the show, or did you just find it?
Um, I found it and I was curious, and then conveniently our friend Dank came to me about this whole spiel. She basically told me yeah, my friend Tony here, he's got a cute little show on YouTube called Naughty Lions. I'm like, oh, sick. Can I meet them? And then I think the first time you and I met was literally just in her VC, and I think we were playing Don't Starve.
Oh yeah, we were playing Don't Starve, and you guys kept yelling at me because I didn't know how to survive.
Yeah, because you didn't know how to play the game. fucking Gummy Bin was like taunting you for like an hour straight.
Oh God, imagine.
uh,
But yes, I do remember that, and so awesome. So you just found the show, and then you had
by virtue of a
connections.
of a horrible string of coincidences, I somehow managed to be on this show.
Yeah. So okay. So now
Yes.
let's talk inspirations.
Okay.
What inspired you to start art? Where did you start? When did you start?
Um, for as long as I can remember, I really enjoyed just drawing. I never really thought of it as a creative pursuit until I reached middle school, or something that I could actually monetize and actually practice until I was at least 12 years old. Because at the time, but even then, I wasn't really entirely sold on art per se. Because for the most part, I was just into animation. And I was kind of late to the party to realize that animation takes a really, really long, strenuous time to fucking make. And art is kind of in the same ballpark. But I mean, not really. It's an art form, but it's still very creative. And I thought, you know what? Let's try digital art. And so I did that for a while, and I kind of just sunk into it. I can honestly say right now that I like drawing art more than I like doing animation. I can still appreciate animation, but really, I think I would rather just do art more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
I guess as for inspiration, um, I guess for a while for am I allowed to bring that up? The other recording we did.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So we basically are doing a re interview, but we were talking about shit Disney films, and now that I'm thinking about that, I'm like, oh my god, I really shouldn't have said that, because honestly, there's a lot more there's a lot of other things that I personally feel inspired by to just draw, or to pursue artistic uh needs, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm basically saying is that I'm kind of glad we trashed that recording because like I'm really not fixed to a set of like what inspired me per se. It's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of just like a slew. I can hardly like remember an actual like. I guess if I had to like choose one thing, maybe I'd say Newgrounds. We talked about that briefly on the last recording,
Mm-hmm.
talking about Newgrounds and like how everyone, including you and I, were part of that little group back in the early 2000s that would fucking watch Newgrounds flashes.
Oh, how I miss those days.
Uh,
Oh
there were
man,
a lot more trolls on that account. Not on that account, that website.
way back
It was a
when.
yes.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I kind of miss those days because now fucking everybody just treats the social media like it's their fucking living room.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can
Ugh.
honestly agree with that one.
I'm sorry. We drastically like fell off of that tangent.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Wait, but yeah, I guess it's. I guess we could just say it's fucking Newgrounds that like heavily inspired me because that's honestly like the earliest memory and like that's the most consistent thing I could rely on for an inspiration. It was really just one of those places where I could just watch cartoons like that were inspired and made by other creators that like were probably around my age. Not around my age. Like they were probably like 19, 17.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's really just my inspiration or like one of the many inspirations that I can actually cling to and remember.
Okay. All right. So let's get into the meat of things right now.
Yes.
You, ever since joining Twitter in December of 2018, you've grown to 40.7K followers. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I it really does sound like a like I'm too good for it, but like at the same time, like I want to say that like yeah, follow base doesn't matter. It's basically just fucking like subscribers on like YouTube and shit like that. But like when you really look at it, like a lot of people clearly like give a shit about their follow base and like schedule posts and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me personally, I really do say that like I don't care about follow base. It's always been like interactions or just like the people that you meet, like people that you make friends with all along the way. Because realistically, like you're not gonna be friends with those 40,000 people that follow you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have 100,000 followers and still like, you know, like uh like not not have friends and shit. I don't know. I value friendship more than I do like a follow base.
Okay.
Um, but like for me personally, like I really do enjoy the appreciation and uh like following that I've amassed in like such a short time. Because I've got supporters now. I can actually make like monthly plans and like open up Subscribestar and Fanbox. Like actually make money off of the shit that I do, while like kind of like doing this as a part time gig.
And if you had the chance to either make this your full time gig or something else, like something else that you had passion for, uh, would you choose art or the any other or the closest passion to that?
I would choose art, which is kind of an obvious answer, but um, people don't seem to realize this in the end game. Like when art is your job, when it becomes your full time job, you start to put yourself on a schedule, a regimen, practice, study, and like people don't really like seem to like think about that, or at least most people don't. Hell, I didn't when I started to realize, oh wait, if I do this as a part-time job, then this is gonna get start to get boring. So you kind of need that that other thing outside of just drawing for like hobbies and such, so that way it doesn't get stale. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
make sure you're not walking in a rut.
yeah, like bro, like I feel like for people who make art their full-time gig, like it must be really hard to not fucking burn out. Like it must be strenuous. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not strenuous. Like it just it probably puts a lot of strain on that person and a lot of pressure to like make content consistently.
I agree.
Yeah.
And let's see another thing. I have okay. I got this question from a
Hmm.
mutual friend of ours, Dank. They helped me a little bit with questions,
Yeah.
and one of the questions that they put on here is, why do you like drawing curvy women and cyborgs?
Um, I don't know. Like
Like, do you have a sickness for the thickness?
yes. I'm just gonna straight up say yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Yes. Okay, as for the cyborg thing, I've always been fascinated by like sci-fi like adventure like kind of shit. Like um I always wanted to make like robots and like cyborg OCs like for a really long time, and like when I started getting into digital art, I was just like, "Holy shit, you're telling me that I can fucking draw on a computer?" Pug. But yeah, like ever since I started dabbling in like digital art, I started like becoming like really infatuated with like sci-fi and like sci-fi based shows. Like even when I was a kid, I would watch like My Life as a Teenage Robot, Robot Boy, and then Generator Rex and fucking a bunch of other shows like that are robot or cyborg inspired. That clearly the fucking hints were all there. I really did like robots and like cybernetic shit like that. Like just the science of it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. So the reason for curvy is sickness for the thickness, and cyborg is just like,
Oh, sorry, did you want me to answer that?
yes, please.
I was kind of just like, wait, is he gonna finish the sentence? Is he pausing or?
I'm at, that's where you were
No, no,
supposed to
no.
take control.
Okay, okay, no, no. But yeah, like it's it's partly because I am really fascinated with like sci-fi like storytelling and shit like that, and I guess I just kind of like meshed like two things I really liked into one, like sickness
Okay.
for the thickness, and wanting to draw cyborgs. So I made both of them, and I even did like a poll like earlier this month, not earlier this month, earlier this year, saying do you guys want me to do like a whole like fucking template of like lore for these characters. And a lot of people said like, yeah, that would be really fun to read. And I've even gotten like people from like my friend groups and shit like that. Um or just mutual saying, "Yes, please. I'd love to know more about the universe of this character." And it's great because like I really do want to expand the lore on these characters that I draw all the time, even if it's just like like NSFW art. It's still great to like have these little adages in there, have like story with it. Then it makes it like more impactful. It gives the characters depth.
And so when you say you want to build backstory and such for these characters, are we talking like MCU level, like all connected, or
Um,
like one
I
per?
never actually I never actually like thought about it like that, but I guess because like basically like they're holy shit, where do I even begin? Like I gave like I gave like a simple TLDR, but even then, like I feel like we don't have enough time for the podcast to do that because we're not gonna get through the rest of the questions. But I guess to give it an even shorter fucking TLDR, there's a lot of like lore that I was trying to build up because like the world that they live in, like it's not just cybernetics and shit. There's like rival countries basically battling it out against uh against like the country where cyborgs come from in like Kendall's universe and her lore and shit like that. Anyway, and I was gonna like write about all three of them and shit.
Okay. All right. Next question for you. You have a
Mhm.
plentiful amount of OCs.
Yes,
Which OC is your favorite?
Kendall, easy.
Kendall Easy. And why?
Because I'm an ass man.
An ass man.
Yes.
All right. So, okay. You're an ass man.
Yes.
So this next question is, what fetishes do you like drawing, and do you prefer drawing that or something vanilla?
Um, you see, here's the thing. Like, I'm into a lot of crazy. I'm into a lot of crazy shit. But the thing is that like my mind isn't really like in my head when I draw. Like, I just draw something because I like. Basically, what I'm saying is that like the things that I like, I don't actually draw them as much as I do like them. Because one, I think the people that follow me are probably gonna get weirded out by it, and two, sometimes I just forget these ideas that I have, which is literally why I have to keep like pins of certain stuff that I want to draw on. That I really am enthusiastic about drawing.
Mm-hmm.
In DMs with other friends because they give me these fun creative ideas about like shit that I can draw with my OCs.
Okay. Uh, you know what? Since we're talking about the people that follow you, since you said it
Mm-hmm.
might weird them out, here's a question about those said people. So how do you feel that you inspire people with your art? Like, how does it feel to know that there are people out there that are inspired by you?
Um, I don't know how to feel about that, honestly. Like, and that's not like to say it in like a bad way. Like, obviously not. Like, it's just like I never thought I'd have that kind of like following to inspire another person to like do this thing or do that thing. I've never like viewed myself as artistically um, like you know, not fulfilled, but like that like big to have that kind of influence on another person.
Yeah.
Even with my follow base, like I just don't find myself like that kind of person that's like that has that kind of quality to fucking touch somebody like that.
Okay.
But if I do end up doing that, like I just want to say, if one of them are listening to this podcast right now, you're probably gonna be hearing me rant a lot, and I'm probably not a good choice for inspiration. uh,
Let's see. Do you prefer shipping your OCs with friends' OCs
yes,
or with your own?
I answered that question way too soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So could you repeat that last part? Like, okay, would I rather ship my own
would
OCs with
you
other people's
would
or
you rather ship would you prefer shipping your OCs with friends' OCs or with your own? Which one would you prefer?
a little bit of both? But honestly, like I honestly really do like shipping OCs with other people's OCs. But the thing is that like I take a fucking eternity just to get one drawing out. So by the time I like the guy like finishes their sketch and I'm like, holy shit, you drew this in an hour? Like by the time the fucking day goes by, I'm basically like, oh yeah, I finally have a pose that I like. I finally drew a pose that I like. And they're like, dude, you've been gone for like a whole day. What the fuck happened? He's like, oh yeah, I sketched this thing for you. It's about MCs. I don't know. I always felt like inferior to other artists because of the sheer fact that like it takes me like a really long time to like be settled and like be happy with the pose that I've drawn. Like I always like see so many like errors in my shit. Like I'm just like, okay, how can I draw this in a way that'll be better than what I did? Like I go through like little mini revisions, like head posture, like arm muscle, like anatomy, because I have like the most difficulty with that. But basically, what I'm saying is I put a lot of unnecessary like detail and work into things that I give to other friends or just even like commissions. Like I was, God, I don't even know if I should be telling the story because it's going into another tangent. But basically, like as an example of me going the extra mile unnecessarily, even if it's just like for character shipping, I literally like fucking had a commissioner who asked me, "Hey, can I get a double character com from you?" And then I like as a as a as a really weird way of corresponding to his request. Not only did I do the two characters, I did a background, I did full render, and the guy didn't even ask for me for that. And uh, and then I did like a bunch of fucking mini edits on it. And then he's like, "Dude, why did you put all this work on it?" But rest assured, he did compensate for that for the unnecessary amount, and I felt really bad for that because he didn't even ask for that, but I just did it because I really liked what I was drawing.
Okay. What's another one that I had?
But yeah, just to get to the gist of it, I draw, but like it takes a really long time to get it out because I want to perfect the things that I draw, even if it's just for a friend, even if it's just for a sketch.
Right. Let's see. Let's talk about this. If you got the chance to work as a professional in an art studio or things like that, would you do it and why?
Sorry, could you repeat the question? I
It,
actually did. I actually don't understand.
if given the chance to work as a professional in a studio, would you do it and why?
Um, yeah, but what is the job? Am I like part of like character design, like
Like
the
character
department or
design or anything like that? The field that you want to go into if you were offered a professional job in that field
um yeah, I'd probably take it.
and why.
Hmm. I guess just because of the payout and because it would be really nice to have like some insight with other creators and not only that, but also to like kind of like step out of my comfort zone and draw something that isn't just, OCs to like really work on a project and feel, I guess, artistically fulfilled that you're being part of a big project with a bunch of people who are just as dedicated as you want to be.
Okay. uh huh wait. All right, so your art has got to be like some of the most interesting art that I've seen. I do very much enjoy it. So the question for you is, have you ever based your art on like actual people or models or anything like that?
I've definitely fucking used references. Like I think every artist has used a reference for something. Um, I guess if the question is just like, was your art inspired by a real person or like a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. For a really long while, like I was just kind of like it's kind of weird to like bring up, but like I was kind of inspired from the first concept of Kendall and all those other cyborg OCs. I was inspired by like a lot of like deviant art stuff at the time. Not like the weird fetishy shit that you'd find on it. I mean like actual art.
Right.
Even when I was on DeviantArt, even when I was like just just getting into digital art, I would always like follow these pages of like people who draw like humans being deconstructed into like cyborgs or like complete robots or like mech suits and shit like that, like really interesting designs.
Okay. Hmm.
But when you just start out in art, the the idea and the execution are not always the same thing. So when I try to do it my own way, they literally just look like white humans. But like not like white, not like fucking like white people. I mean like literally like literally just like a
Not
white
white
fucking
people. No.
no. I mean like they're just fucking creatures that not creatures. They were
Right.
like abnormally pale. Like think of like the texture of like a fucking albino like rat. Yeah, that that's what they looked like.
This is getting suspiciously pale. This whole description is getting surprisingly pale.
Imagine mayonnaise but paler.
Ew. Ah, gross.
This
Uh,
is nasty.
okay. We talked about you shipping with your friends' OCs or the other way around or with your own OCs. How do you feel when, without permission given, how do you feel when people, like fans, ship your OC with theirs? They didn't
Um,
tell you anything about it.
um, I'm honestly not like one of those people that are like such a fucking stickler for fucking getting their OCs drawn with somebody else's OC. Like I've never been that kind of person to just be like, oh, this is so fucking gross. Why would you do that? This is such an abomination. Like as long as it's nothing gross, then like I'll retweet it. Like if anything, I'd be honored that you think that I'm worth your time.
Okay.
Like
Uh,
even if it's just a small or a big artist, like it really doesn't matter. Like art is still art, and the fact that you had dedication to even do that, like and to get it out within a reasonable amount of time is like astounding to me.
right. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see. Where do you plan to be in 5 years? Like from now?
Basically just being a freelance artist, doing this full time, whether it's NSFW or SFW art. Like if I'm being honest, like that's all I really would love to do. Just like enjoy my own creative pursuits and not like be financially crippled because I'm pursuing them.
Okay. All right. Now, I hope you're ready for this, Jason.
Yes. Wait, maybe. Wait.
It's a
Wait,
lightning
sorry.
round. When I ask
Fuck.
questions very quickly and you must answer very quickly. Favorite color?
Orange.
Favorite food?
Fucking.
Favorite cook of steak?
Uh, 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 well done.
Gross. Favorite movie?
Uh, Fucking
You didn't
recently or
answer
just.
one question already. What was your favorite food?
Steak.
All right, I believe you.
Okay.
Favorite movie?
What's a movie?
Quickly! What are you taking so long for?
I can't think of a good movie that I recently
I'll
watched.
answer for you. The Matrix.
No, that's a terrible, a terrible answer. Okay, you know what? Uh, you know what? I'm just gonna be ironic and just say that it's fucking female Ghostbusters movie because it's so objectively terrible. You can watch it like with friends and just and just enjoy the cringe. Hey, how do you think I feel, man?
Worst movie ever made.
Uh, God, Inception. Honestly,
I was gonna say Elf.
no, come on. That's all right. That's an all right movie.
Elf is gross.
It's gross because it has Will Ferrell in it.
Do you use
Um,
iFunny?
no, I live under a rock, man. Like,
Do you use Reddit?
no,
4chan?
no.
Twitter?
Yes, but I don't use it as much as you think I do. I literally like ghost people that are DMing me.
And
Not out of intention, but because I literally just forget and I don't want to spend time on Twitter.
And okay, if this was a situation, you went out to the grocery store and someone said, "Are you Mr.JaySin NSFW on Twitter?"
Why the fuck would somebody say that?
It's how would you approach the situation?
I'd say,
Because
how the fuck do you know what I look like? And second of all, hi.
so if you were recognized in public, you wouldn't take it either personally or you wouldn't be afraid. You just be like, "Whoa, how do you know me?"
Whoa, wait, whoa. How do you know of my existence? You little Creighton, you little punk.
And how do you what makes you what does it make you feel whenever you realize like or whenever you find one thing that no NSFW artist ever wants to find? A
What?
minor.
Dad, just fucking block them, dude. They shouldn't be following you
Exactly.
in the first place, and entertaining it any longer than that is just gross.
Exactly. What's your
Like, you can
opinion on the rapidly and quite frankly scary growth of minors on Twitter trying to be like NSFW artists?
I find that disgusting. Like, okay, I think it's deeply disturbing that like people want to like intertwine themselves into the NSFW community to the point where they'll either lie about their age or keep it a secret until like fucking God knows how long. But
Mm-hmm.
realistically, like you can't keep that secret forever. And like and then like when you become of age and then you tell somebody, wait a minute, he's 18, so then what the fuck have you been doing all this time? You've had this account for like 2 years. Like people aren't stupid on the internet. Well, I mean, they're not that stupid. They'll connect the dots. Like even somebody as stupid as me could say, wait a minute, so you're 18 and you've had this account for how long? Like
Mm-mm.
all you have to do is just put two and two together and like basically like they've outed themselves as like being a minor. But even then, by the time that like is already done, like the damage is already like been done. So I don't know. It's really fucking weird, and like I've even had this instance before where somebody's lied to me about their age, and like when they finally became 18, they were like, "Oh hey man, I secrets out. I was fucking 18 while I was on your mutual server," and I'm like, "Oh, so oh okay." Like the guy was like all right. Like he was a fun person to hang out with, but like I can't socialize with him the way I used to after all that. I I, I don't try to speak with him very often.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Um. Is there anyone who you think, or is there anyone that you might want to shout out today in terms of people on Twitter or just people who are your friends or whatever, anything like
Sinkoji,
that?
I love you.
Koji?
Sinkoji, yes. That's his name on Twitter. You can find him at Sinkoji.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hang on. Let me actually look at his Twitter at because I might as well like fucking plug him.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, at Sinkoji, Cinkoji, not G, Cinkoji. He's a really good artist. He did a fan art in Halloween, and I'm still really fucking happy with how it came out. The guy is like incredibly talented with rendering and like background designing. Holy shit.
Okay.
But yeah, please check out his stuff. He's a small artist, but I think everybody who's watching right now would really enjoy his stuff. Like the guy's really talented.
Okay. Now, another question for you.
Yes,
Now, you not just hold on, listen for a second, because this is gonna get crazy.
it's gonna be hard.
This is gonna be a hard question. Fucking Apex or Fortnite?
Neither. I bite the bullet.
PUBG or the Forest?
What's the forest?
I don't know. You're supposed to know these things.
I don't know what that fucking game is, dude. I mean, I guess because I don't know anything about the forest, I'll just take PUBG.
Spider-Man or Batman?
Batman because I relate to him more.
Ugh. You wait, what?
Yes,
You relate to Batman.
yes.
I don't know whether to feel like you're awesome or feel like I'm sorry.
Why? Sorry.
Batman's literally a guy who lost his parents when he was a child to murder and then had to live on his own with all the money in the world.
Oh
That's
no, I
not
was just talking about his own mortality. Like this dude is fucking. This dude is literally just a guy in like a poorly made bat suit, fucking beating the shit out of guys like three times his size. Meanwhile, Spider-Man is a genetically altered like humanoid Spider-Man creature thing that like can shoot webs from his wrists and fucking climb up walls.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he can shoot white sticky stuff out of his wrists.
You know what? Fair enough. Uh
Actually, you know what? You know what? You know what? I think I relate more to fucking Spider-Man. A scrawny, sarcastic, white-sounding honky whose main super ability is to fucking shoot white sticky stuff out of his hand. Yeah, that sounds a lot more like me, if
Oh
anything.
my god. All right. What is your favorite I guess let's say I guess we could say fetish. What's your favorite fetish to draw?
Uh, oh God. Hmm. You see, God damn it. You know what? I'm just gonna pick the easy answer. Anal. Gaping.
Nice.
I also red butts. Remember, I'm an ass man. I'm a very simple man.
And what is it? What is it? I'm trying to think for a second. Trying to think about any other questions because I've run out on the list.
If you haven't I have like four selected questions that I thought would be really interesting to answer on the podcast.
Well, then take it away, Chief.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me pull up the little thing because I wrote all these down because I actually really like these. Let me get some water.
Yeah.
My throat's been dry throughout this whole fucking thing. Um. Okay. So, do you have some do's and don'ts when it comes to art and drawing and so on, either for yourself or just in general? Um, I have been frequently told by many of my own friends because I tend to overthink things a lot and I tend to like just revision art pieces of mine like excessively, even if I know that the end process like is still gonna come out like with mistakes and shit like that. And right now in November, as of this recording, I'm currently working on a collab project with my friend Daredemon, and I don't really seem to know what a break is because just the other day I was like drawing for a good 10 hours without like really taking like a good hour for myself. Like the moment that the Adderall the moment that the Adderall like fucking wore off, I like passed out in my bed for like 4 hours, and then I got on. I just played on my Switch. Um,
Dang.
I kind of took the advice of a friend to just kind of take it easy this Sunday, but yeah, just take breaks. Remember that like it's not a race and that you don't have to be a perfectionist. Like even myself right now as we're doing this recording, like I still have issues of that as well. Like you know that old fucking meme where a dude gets like 3 likes on a fully rendered piece, but then like the dude gets like the guy's fucking Twitter blows up when he puts out like a shitty sketch. Like people aren't really like you know or aren't gonna be like nitpicky about your work, and
Right.
and that it's always good to like just pump something out that isn't like that you don't have to constantly think over, and that you have to be like constantly revising or like just, basically just turn your brain off sometimes when you're drawing is that final piece of advice.
Okay.
And okay, and here goes the second question. Um, oh wait, no, we already answered this one. It's basically it's a basically like a roundabout like saying of like the same thing you did, asking about like why I became an artist in the first place and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, third question. Oh my god. Okay, this one's actually kind of interesting. Oof. God. Yeah. Stop it. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Jeez, burping on my show. How unprofessional.
Okay. I know this is a relatively hated question among NSFWers. But have you told your parents about what you do? I don't mean to offend you or anything when asking. Uh, no, I don't think I'll ever. I don't think I'll ever do that. Like I have friends.
Oh,
Some they don't seem bothered by it. A lot of them are okay with it. Just like as long as you're getting paid, that's all that matters. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with that concept. But me, no, I don't know. I really just don't feel comfortable talking about it.
right.
Yeah, especially since like my parents are like really religious and like devout with their faith and thinking about like committing adultery and shit like that. Sorry, am I getting quieter?
No, no, you're good.
Oh God. Um, how has becoming an artist changed your livelihood? I have become way more reclusive. My word of advice for anyone who's becoming an NSFW artist as they're just becoming an adult, um, go out more, please. Be social. Like for a good majority of the artists that I know, like they're really like reclusive and they don't really like they don't have a huge they're not very extroverted basically, and a good portion of them are shy on interactions with other artists that they happen to know or mutuals of theirs, and like the social anxiety and like that they get from talking to other people. It's like just be more active, be relaxed, and just go outside every once in a while. Like I know like COVID's still around, but just do something that doesn't involve like a NSFW art all the time. Hell, even I have that issue. Um, and how it's changed for me. Like I guess another example is just like um, I become more infatuated with SFW art than I used to be because when you draw something so much, you start to think, oh my god, wait, there's this other thing I can do. I've completely neglected it. I need to draw a bit more of it. But like I've kind of ingrained myself into this fan base that is entirely expecting me to do nothing but NSFW art. So like it's kind of like yeah, I can't really like pursue that all the time. But at the same time, I'm more than content with doing NSFW art. Um,
Do you feel restricted?
I feel restricted sometimes. Just the idea, like, okay, yeah, people are probably not gonna like this as much, um, or people are just not gonna pay attention to it. But at the same time, I'm like, I should definitely draw this. It's very conflicting, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you want to do it, but at the same time, you know you probably shouldn't. But at the same time, you know you will at some point because you can't just keep doing one specific thing for the rest of your fucking life. You have to kind of branch out.
What's the saying? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Hmm. Makes Jack a dull boy.
Mm-mm-mm. Let's see.
um.
What do you? How do you feel about the Proud family getting a resurgence on Disney Plus.
I've heard about that. I didn't really watch it that much while I was growing up. My favorite shows were like Lilo and Stitch and fucking all the robot ones that I listed off. And another one was Jake Long, the American Dragon or whatever. I forget what
Yeah,
his yeah yeah Dragon Jake Long or whatever it was called. I can't remember.
American Dragon Jake Long.
Yeah. American Dragon Jake Long. Now that was a really long ass title.
Did you know that the guy who plays uh, Jake is also the guy who plays Zuko in Last Airbender?
Wow. I didn't actually think about that.
It's crazy. One breathes fire, the other one fists fire.
Are we allowed to say that?
Totally.
Okay. I
Uh,
trust you.
yeah. Oh, trust me. Go ahead. Yeah, trust me. Um, you know what? I don't think I have any other questions. And honestly, this has been a super fun time.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten to learn a lot about you, and I feel as if everyone else will be able to learn from this, like just knowing a little bit more about you.
I'm very talkative in places that I shouldn't be talkative.
Oh,
God, we went into like topic after topic into like one fucking question. I really I really fucking downward spiral conversations.
hey, we got through all the questions though, and in a
I
funny
know.
manner,
Yes.
and I liked it. So, with that being said, besides the person that you shouted out before, is there anyone else that you want to shout out?
Um, Nothing really comes to mind, but I guess if I had to say, let me look at her Twitter. Um, where is it? Okay. One other person I want to shout out is Cry NSFW,
Yeah.
CRY NSFW.
Yes. I completely agree.
She's a complete sweetheart, and she fucking is really wants to do commissions right now. And if you hurry now, you could get a commission slot from her.
Yep. Everybody out there watching this right now, go give Cry as much attention as you possibly can. Buy a commission from her if she's commissioning. Just do enough to where Cry starts to cry from happiness.
Yes,
So do that.
all of that.
And a person I want to shout out is to my basically official secretary at Danktopus.
Ah,
They
that finally
have,
came full circle.
yeah, they have definitely like been helping me with scheduling, like crazy. Like they get messages from people asking to be on the show, and all they do is like let me know and try to help me schedule things. They're super awesome. Go follow Danktopus on Twitter. Check out their Fansly and such. I'm gonna have all that in the description below, along with Jason's links to his stuff, to all his stuff. So, that being said, is there anything else that you want to add, Jason?
Remember to hydrate.
Very true. My mouth is so dry right now.
Yeah, because we've been talking for fucking 52 minutes without without a break.
Without stopping. So, with that being said, my name is Tony Boy. That's Jason. Thank you for watching this episode of Naughty Lines, and I will see you in the next one. Peace
Oh,
out.
my throat is sore.